All right, the last thing we need to do is we need to flip our lid, put it into our circular holder mount, and put that onto the table. Again, we're going to work on setting this up at about a 103 or 104 pocket diameter. So we're actually just going to cut into the pocket just because that works a lot faster than trying to cut the outside perimeter. With that, it'll just go down, and we're going to need to measure that actual thickness that is left, and that's what our Z will be. So depending on the thickness of your wood, that will be your Z plunge or your Z cut that we go through. We could go ahead, because we flipped it, set it at 0, and then we will go ahead and run that down. You should still be able to run tool 3, but if you want something a little bit longer because your wood is a little bit thicker, you can go ahead and do that. And again, all we're going to do is a pocket. That way it faces it as well as separates it from the overall block. Let's go ahead and work on that. Now, one of the last things we need to do is actually, once we flipped it and we are ready to face the top, we're going to do this as a pocket rather than actual facing. And let me explain why. Let's go into our conversational edit, pick our lid. So here's what we've got. We have this at 102 on the other side, but I'm going to go 104. That gives me just a little bit of space around, if you will, that whole lid. I'm still going to use the third, or pardon me, tool number 3. We'll kind of work on this as an element of facing. The reason I want to do it as a pocket is we'll be able to do this a lot faster. Still 57. Let's go back and change that. Let's make sure we get that correct. So we hit enter, and we need to go 57.5, hit enter, enter. Now we're good. So we'll come back here to our pocket. Again, as I said, 104. We're going to go down 12 millimeters. So if I measure what my thickness is of the leftover material, I want just maybe a little bit more in order to make sure that I've got things cleared out. We'll go a fairly decent step over, and we'll just go 1 millimeter depth of cut. So we'll go ahead and click finish. We'll go ahead and double check our savings, and we'll go ahead and close. We need to reload. And like I said, right here, we will see that we're just going to leave the outside corners, and we're just going to mill down in order to face this. And it'll be a lot faster doing this than trying to just take the whole thing down. Yes, we'll have some scrap waste on the outside corner, but that's not necessarily a big deal. So let's go ahead and start milling this in order to get the cap finished. All right, so this is my original corner that was originally in this place. We have it in our compression clamp. We've got this settled down. So now I'm just going to go ahead and use the same end mill, number 3. We're going to reference it off this corner. That way we'll have our same 57.5 by 57.5 in terms of the center. We'll work with this. We'll just double check to make sure that it's square, and then we'll set off our XYZ coordinate right here. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, so I've already set up my work coordinate offset. I didn't want to waste your time, so that's done deal. However, the last thing that I want to do is I want to double check what I need to mill. So I'm going to come in here, and it looks like I've got roughly 11.5 millimeters. So I've got a depth of cut, or basically an overall pocket that we're going to do, which will be 12 millimeters. That's going to be perfect in terms of just cleaning up on that top surface. And we're just going to work on the inside. We're not going to waste time on the out. Usually your pocket cuts, circular pocket cuts, go pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead and run this and be done, hopefully within about 15 minutes. All right, so we've got this at about 1100, 1200 millimeters per minute. You can just kind of see that this is not bogging down at all. It's just going fine. and we're just going to cut out this center circle. It is at 104 millimeters diameter for that pocket. So that gives us just a little bit of clearance on all the sides as it goes down. And we should have a nice clean top on it. All right, I just stopped this shy of the last couple of cleanup passes. And the reason being is I've already got complete separation. So I did a G30 to get it out of the way. Essentially, this is done. And that's kind of the nice thing is you're cleaning everything out from the inside out. Let's go ahead and clean this up here, and we'll take a look at our lid before we do anything.